State government initiates measures to restore mobile library services in the state. Nigerians urged to support fight against tuberculosis and other infectious diseases. NEMA receives another batch of stranded Nigerians from Libya. On the foreign scene, 17 civilians killed by a militant group in Democratic Republic of Congo. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News this morning. I am David Okwasale. The state government has initiated measures to restore mobile library services in the state. The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don Adenoba, disclosed this during the annual conference and general meeting of the Nigerian Library Association, Anambra State Chapter in Oka. Uche has details.
The conference, held at Kennedy Central Library, has a theme, Libraries Supporting Citizens' Empowerment Through Information Access. Mr. Adenoba explained that the Ministry of Information is working with the Ministry of Education to ensure that mobile library is actualized.
Anambra State, as all of you know here very well, every Wednesday, you are compelled to speak in Igbo and dress the way our people do. This is a law we take seriously, and any fraction will be penalized adequately and immediately.
In his presentation, Professor Ike Odumegu, a professor of philosophy and dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, UNIZIK, spoke on library in the metrics of knowledge is power, regretted increasing decline in reading culture in the society, and called for empowerment of Nigerians by giving them easy access to learning materials to encourage them to read, while commending the state government for improving libraries' facilities and ensuring proper funding, but observed that there's room for improvements. Also speaking, the chairman, National Library Association, Anambra State Chapter, Princess Ujuwa Orizu, noted that the event served as a great opportunity for librarians across the state to fellowship and cross-fertilize ideas.
Is key to development of any nation, and that is why we say that Nigerians can be saved from a lot of things we are suffering today if information is rightly disseminated to people at the point of need and giving them the right information.
In his opening remark, the chairman of the occasion, Barrister Charles Nwoji, who is the State Director of National Orientation Agency, Anambra State, noted that library is first and foremost information resource base and helps to promote reading culture of the people. He called on librarians and the government to intensify efforts towards stimulating people's interest to read books while urging youth to shun illicit drugs. High point of the event was the presentation and unveiling of the directory and journal of the Anambra Librarians Association, Anambra State, by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Adenoba. Uche reporting for ABS News.
State government says it will not relent in ridding the Onitsha industrial harbor of nuisance and illegal activities. The chairman of Anambra State Fiscal Planning Board, Barrister Chike Madekwe, issued a final warning to illegal occupants of the area to move to designated parks as government has finalized plans to enforce sanctions. Correspondent Eji Kabana visited the area and brings details.
When the ABS arrived at the Onitsha Industrial Harbour, several articulated vehicles were parked on the road and shanties are gradually springing up despite government's warnings and actions to sanitize the area by providing mega parks for articulated vehicles at Mbo and Owerri Road, Onitsha. Expressing displeasure over the continued nuisance in the area, Barrister Madwekwe said that state government under Governor Obiano has made it clear that the harbour is not a park, stressing that the place is planned by state government as an industrial layout to accommodate industries around the area. Barrister Madwekwe noted that residents of the area have made reports of clandestine activities gradually returning to the area, especially in the night. A resolution of the entire place with human waste and indecent living and the attendant vices, while calling on drivers of the articulated vehicles to comply with the state government's direction. Barrister Madwekwe warned that state government will not tolerate the return of criminals to the state to use the area as a hiding place, as the Obiano's administration is committed to maintain the state crime-free status.
This is Christmas time. The governor is not going to tolerate any return of criminals to Anambra State, and we will not allow them to have a hiding place in this place. So we will do what we need to do. Government will do what it needs to do. Government's duty is to make the state safe.
The general manager, communications of one of the industries, Sir Osei Lokofo, regretted that industries around the area are gradually relocating, asking government to take drastic steps towards enforcement. A resident in the area, Mr. Francis Obuokiri, said that they are now afraid to come out, especially in the night, for fear of being waylaid or molested, alleging that Indian hemp, tramadol, and other harmful drugs are sold in the area, which fuels the bad lifestyle going on in the area.
We fear even going out in the night. They are using here as hideout. They bring in criminals here. Even some of the workers in most of the industries don't even go out at night because of fear of being molested one way or the other.
ABS also got some drivers who spoke off camera, who claimed that they pay 5,000 naira to some individuals to be able to park at the industrial harbor. When asked whether they are aware of government-provided parks, they said that they pay 500 naira per vehicle for a parking space. From the industrial harbor, Onitsha, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Defense of the 2019 state budget has commenced at the House of Assembly complex in Awka, with ministries, departments, and agencies appearing before the various House committees. Declaring it open, the Chairman House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Chief Obinne Menaka, maintained that the timely commencement of the budget defense was in fulfillment of the promise by the lawmakers to pass the budget before the Christmas break. Chief Menaka enjoined the ministries to arrange their materials before coming for the defense. Other House members expressed gratitude on the level of preparedness and experience exhibited by various ministries that appeared before them. Speaking on behalf of the heads of ministries that have defended theirs, the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don Adenoba, commended the lawmakers for painstakingly going through the documents of various ministries, assuring that the information organs of the state will continue to promote peace and unity of Anambra through their contents. Among the ministries that have defended their budgets included housing, works, economic planning, as well as information and public enlightenment. Meanwhile, Governor Willie Obiano has been commended for giving fiscal infrastructure a lion's share of the 22.4 billion naira in the budget estimate of over 157 billion naira proposed for the services of the state government in the 2019 fiscal year. Speaking to the ABS shortly after the governor presented the budget to the state lawmakers, an Abga chieftain at Nise in Awka South local government area, Chief Boniface Ebutu, maintained that giving fiscal infrastructure, which includes road construction and maintenance, a lion's share in the next year's budget is clear indication that Governor Obiano is committed to opening up various communities across the state through good road network. Chief Ebutu, while describing the relationship between the executive arm of government and the legislature as very cordial, commended the State House of Assembly for its promise to give the 2019 appropriation bill accelerated hearing for prompt passage to enable the governor continue giving the citizenry the democracy dividends. The Director of Public Health, Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. Evelyn Ngige, has said the 2018 annual review meeting of National Tuberculosis, Leprosy and Breast Cancer Control Program organized by the Department of Public Health, Federal Ministry of Health in conjunction with Anambra State Government held in Awka is meant to promote the health of the citizenry. The details.
Addressing the participants who came from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Dr. Ngige, represented by the National Tuberculosis, Leprosy and Buruli Ulcer Control Program, Dr. Adebola Lawasen, said that they afford them the opportunity to reflect on their performances in the previous year and equally help them to their progress. Dr. Ngige, who said that despite the giant gains made over the years in the fight against the three diseases, the position of the country in Africa and the world at large is totally unacceptable and every hand must be on deck to eliminate the diseases, even as she said that there are 7,389 tuberculosis drug centers across the country. Governor Willie Obiano, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobero, while declaring the event open, pointed out that tuberculosis remains one of the most deadly infectious diseases in the world and urged the participants to formulate a pragmatic work plan that will help to eliminate the diseases in Nigeria. Governor Obiano also revealed that treatment of tuberculosis is included among the benefits of the state health insurance scheme and assured that his government will continue to support the state tuberculosis, leprosy, and biliary ulcer control program.
The Anambra State program has recorded some impressive achievements over the past few years. Case findings have tremendously increased. Treatment outcomes have also improved, as well as enrollment rate for multi-drug resistant TB patients.
The state coordinator, National Tuberculosis, Leprosy and Biliary Ulcer Control Program, Dr. Okoli Ifeanyi Chukwuebuka, said that identification of people with the diseases is paramount to them, as well as awareness creation and sensitization.
Let's diversify our mind in finding TB cases. We are going to think beyond the boxes now, outside the boxes. Even outside the boxes, we increase the periphery to find TB. There is no singular way of finding TB.
The Tax Enforcement Unit of the State Internal Revenue Service has sealed off OTC Group, a subsidiary of Uru Industrials Limited, Nnewi, over an alleged 4.5 million naira outstanding tax debt between 2011 and 2016. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe reports.
The enforcement team was led by the head of Legal and Enforcement Unit of the agency, Mr. David Onyilofo, who said that the team swung into action after exhausting necessary legal steps, which included obtaining and serving the firm a demand notice, which it failed to honor within 30 days stipulated by the court. Mr. Onyilofo, a lawyer, added that though the company must have remitted tax deposits to the government coffers, there might be some irregularities relating to under-remittance, deduction and non-remittance, or total non-remittance. He maintained that the agency is leaving no stone unturned in its efforts to ensure that every firm in the state comply totally with tax remittance rules.
Since we started this exercise, like I said before, taxpayers have, at least they know that it's their civic responsibility to pay tax, unlike before. So most of them are now compliant, and we urge them to continue to be tax compliant and pay their tax as when due, so that this exercise will not be necessary in the first place.
In Nnewi, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
More stories after this break.
Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, invites Ndi Anambra and all lovers of goodwill to her
2018 Festival of Carols and 9 Lessons and ceremonies marking her 2018 Christmas Party and Achievement Awards.
Thursday, December 13th, 2018 at 12 noon.
Venue, ABS Headquarters, Aroma Junction, Oka.
Chairman of the occasion, Senator Dr. Victor Ume, OFR, Senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District.
Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Igwe Ben Emeke Okebo II of Umueri. Carols to be rendered by St. Mary's Parish Choir, Oka, Life of Gospel Assembly Ministries Choir, Nkwele Zunaka, Poche Angelical Chorale, Oka, St. Mark's Anglican Church Choir, Enuguagidi, among others.
Come, let's sing praises to the newborn King.
The National Emergency Management Agency has received another batch of 193 stranded Nigerians from Libya. Mr. Segun Afolayan, Acting Zonal Director, Coordinator NEMA, Southwest Zone, confirmed the development to newsmen in Lagos. Afolayan said the Nigerians arrived at the cargo wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, aboard a chartered naval aircraft. He said the returnees were assisted back home by the International Organization for Migration under its Assisted Voluntary Return Program. Afolayan said the returnees comprised 81 female adults, 1 female child, and 14 female infants. He said they also included 87 male adults, 5 male children, and 5 male infants. Afolayan urged Nigerians to stop stigmatizing returnees who went outside the country in search of greener pastures. Afolayan advised the returnees to remain positive and undaunted by the unfortunate experiences in the volatile North African country, adding that they should be focused on how to improve their lives in Nigeria. According to him, the federal government, IOM, and the European Union have been providing opportunities for returnees through various skills acquisition programs. Afulani therefore appealed to the private sector to assist the government in the reintegration of the returnees to make them more productive. And on our business desk this morning, the National Assembly has commended the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, on the strategies deployed so far to make petroleum products available throughout the end of the year festivities and beyond. The chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Downstream, Mr. Joseph Akinlaja, gave the commendation during an oversight visit to NNPC Towers in Abuja. The lawmaker expressed confidence that the elaborate measures put in place by the corporation to avert fuel supply shortage will be successful this year, going by the painstaking efforts that went into the planning and execution of the zero fuel scarcity strategy. The committee also expressed satisfaction with the improvement on the integrity of the pipelines and urged the NNPC to expedite action on the remaining ones, especially those linking the Ore Depot from Benin City and to the Ibadan Depot, on the threat by major independent petroleum product marketers to ground the sector due to unpaid subsidy arrears. The committee chairman appealed to the federal government to do everything within its powers to pay up the arrears to forestall any crisis. In his presentation to the committee, the Group Managing Director of the NNPC, Dr. Maikanti Baro, reassured Nigerians of the corporation's preparedness to ensure zero scarcity of petroleum products during the upcoming festive season and beyond. Nigerian-Jamaican photographer Nadine Ijewere has become the first black female photographer to shoot a cover for Vogue magazine. The London-based portrait and fashion photographer took a shot of global pop star Dua Lipa for the 2019 edition of British Vogue. Ijewere, who studied photography at the London College of Fashion, is known for using her photography to champion diversity and celebrate all kinds of beauty. Her highly styled emotive images often explore ideas of beauty, diversity, and representation informed by her own Nigerian-Jamaican diaspora heritage. In September, Ijewere photographed Rihanna for her famous Allure cover. So far, her clients included Selfridges, Nike, ID, Days, Liberty, Tate Britain, and Stella McCartney. For New African Photography too, she has created a new body of work in Nigeria with London-based stylist Ibi Kamara. And on the foreign scene now, 17 people have been killed in 2 attacks by ADF militant group in the troubled Benin region of eastern DR Congo, a local mayor said. 12 civilians died in the Mangolikene on the outskirts of Benin City in North Kivu, while another 5 were killed overnight in the Paida area. Mayor Nyonyi Masubunko Bawanankana said explosions were heard overnight in Paida, according to local civil society representative Kizito Binhangi. The regional army spokesman said the 5 killings in Paida happened during an attack on barracks in the city. The government has often blamed the group for killings, robberies, and kidnappings, but sometimes it is unclear who the true assailants are. The Allied Democratic Forces is a shadowy armed group rooted in Ugandan Islamism that has killed hundreds of people since 2014. But analysts say the ADF's motives for attacks can vary in a region where armed conflict is hampering efforts to curb an Ebola outbreak. The attacks came a day after opposition candidate Martin Fayulu visited Benin to launch his campaign ahead of the month's high-stakes presidential election. Fayulu is among a host of candidates contesting the race in a nation that has not known a peaceful transition of power since gaining independence from Belgium in 1960. In all, 21 candidates are registered to run in the December 23 race to replace 47-year-old Joseph Kabila, who has ruled since 2001. And in sports, it was an exhibition of skills and talents by students and other persons indigenous to Anambra during the launching of the state's football season on Tuesday. The epoch-making event, which took place at St. Mary's High School, Iftedun, drew students from various schools across the state, as well as the state deputy governor, Dr. Nkemo Keke, other government functionaries, football stakeholders in the state, teachers and lecturers. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata was at the event and now reports.
The football season, which kicked off on Tuesday, will be rounded off on May 27, 2019. The sporting competition is also grouped into 6 categories, which are Under-13 Kids Cup, Under-17 Academia, which is Governor's Cup, the Unisoccer, which is also Vice Chancellor's Cup, will be played by tertiary institutions in the state, Community Shield, King's Cup, Market Exchange, Traders Cup, and Security Challenge, Securities Cup. According to the chairman, Anambra State Sports Development Commission, Mr. Tony Oli, the aim for creating the football season is to select those who will represent the state in every competition nationwide. Mr. Oli, who said it was a mandate from Governor Will Obiano to further develop sports in the state, lauded the governor for making the event a reality.
This is the opportunity that the state has created for us to catch them young. We will start this competition. The idea of ending it by May is to enable us to select the young lads that will always represent the state in every competition nationwide.
On his part, the chairman, Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Chief Alex Onukwe, maintained that the state is making tremendous progress in sporting activities and noted that football plays a vital role in nation building. Chief Onukwe opined that the football season will be an opportunity to discourage youths from crime and social vices. In a remark, the director, Anambra State Football Association, ANSFA, Mr. Joe Amene, commended the governor for the vision to identifying hidden talents among youths, stating that the football season stands out to bring a revolution in sporting activities in the state.
On behalf of Anambra State Football Association, on behalf of Anambra State Sports Community Development Commission, on behalf of Igwe Iluno, on behalf of the entire football stakeholders present here, on behalf of the young children here, may God continue to bless you and His Excellency starting this revolution in Anambra State. Amen Okochi, you will live long.
Others at the event were the traditional ruler of Ifitedunu, Igwe Emeka Iluno, the chairman Post-Primary School Service Commission, Lady Joy Ulasi, the chief whip of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Lawrence Ezodo, among others. The event featured presentation of football and display of trophies by the state deputy governor, Dr. Nkemo Keke. From St. Mary's High School, Ifitedunu, in Dunu Kofia Council area, I am Emmanuel Shibata, reporting for ABS News.
Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com, or you can like us at Facebook at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Now, before we go, the main points again. State government has initiated measures to restore mobile library services in the state. Nigerians have been urged to support fight against tuberculosis and other infectious diseases. NEMA has received another batch of stranded Nigerians from Libya, and on the foreign scene, 17 civilians have been killed by a militant group in Democratic Republic of Congo. And that is the news. I am David Obokwasale. Season's greetings.